Kratos knew.
Hello everyone, today I'm gonna talk to you about God of War Ragnarok, an incredible game which is considered as the game of the year by many websites. As a fan and a Blender user, this game inspired me a lot to create my own version of Kratos fighting with his blades of chaos. So to do that, I needed a 3D model of Kratos, which I found it on the internet, and I also used the blade of chaos that I created before using Blender. I will also show you how I created the blade's fire and the explosive attack using Blender Mentaflow. So we can say that this tutorial is divided into two parts. The first one where I am going to show you how I created the environment and how to animate a character. And in the second part you will learn how I did the fire animation using Blender Mentaflow, and how I used artificial intelligence to upscale my animation, which allows me to gain important amount of time. If you wanna support my channel, you can download the Blender file that I posted on my Gumroad, link on the description. So without further ado, let's get started. So first, scale up the default cube, then add a plane. Use the ocean modifier and play with the size, the scale waves, choppiness, wind velocity and the alignment until you get something that you are satisfied with. Now put up the plane over here, then use a boolean modifier. Select the plane as a target, et voila. Select the plane, then click subdivide. Choose a number of 100. Now select the second cube, then click Shift and D to duplicate. Name the first cube Snow and the second cube name it Ice. Scale it down a little bit, then put it over the first cube. Use a boolean modifier and select our Snow cube. Change its location over the Z-axis. And now we have our terrain. Let's jump to render mode, but before that we're gonna select the world and change some parameter before rendering. Let's add a sky texture and plug it over the background color. Change the mode to cycle. Here we can see our snow. Decrease the strength intensity and increase the altitude, and play with sun rotation. Rename this collection terrain and scale it up. Now select the ice cube, enter edit mode, and you can play with the vertices to select the snow for coverage. And here you can see that our snow coverage is increasing depending on the vertices position. For the 3 parts, I simply downloaded a bunch of trees from blenderkit, which is an incredible add-on and a time-saving tool. Then I used botanic add-on for the 3. Once you select your tree, I add the particle system on the first cube and selected the 3 as object render. To animate our character, I used mixamo.com, a very useful website. If you wanna use it, you can find the link on the description. Once you downloaded the model, go to mixamo.com and enter the FBX extension. Once you add it It's gonna take some time to upload it. When it's done, you will get this animation. After that, I chose a different animation in order to combine them together to obtain the desired fighting combo. Download the animation, choose 16 FPS, then import them on Blender. To combine those animation, I simply chose the principal one, then I selected the second animation, copied the keyframe, pasted them on the principal armature. Now we have our combined animation. However, in some cases, this trick will not work and you will get this type of animation. To fix that, select the armature, go to pose mode and select this bone. Then change the timeline to graph editor and select Y or Z axis. And try to move the graph to coordinate the animation. I also want to show you an important trick. When you have an animation and you want to readjust a part of it, you can do it in pose mode, then make the adjustment. Then click I and insert location and rotation. Et voila. Before we continue, I wanna share with you this epic scene from the God of War 2018 game. It was an epic moment that inspired me a lot to create this video tutorial. So enjoy!
There's nowhere you can hide, Spartan. Put as much distance between you and the truth as you want. It changes nothing. Pretend to be everything you are not. Teacher, husband, father. But there is one unavoidable truth you will never escape. You cannot change. You will always be a monster.
I know. But I am your monster no longer.
Now let's add the Blades of Chaos to the animation. First import the blade, put them right behind Kratos, like in the game, then play the animation. You can see that the blades stay static during the animation, so to make the hand interact with the blades, go to Constraint, then choose Child Off, select Armature and click Set Inverse. Now you can see that Kratos can grab the blades and use it into his combo. blades with the movement by inserting keyframe location and the rotation over the whole animation. Now we have our animation combo, so let's jump to the fire blade part. To create this animation I used two fire simulation, one with the blades and the second with the floor. Select the blades, choose fluids and fluid type, select inflow, then select fire. After that change fuel to 1.5, reduce surface emission to 1 and enable texture with the size of 0.4. Then go to texture tab and add a clouds texture with the size of 0.19, which gonna give you more details for the fire simulation. Default cube, scale it over the floor, then on physics tab select fluids, then domain, change the resolution to 256, the time scale to 0.7, time step maximum to 6 and 3 to obtain slowly fire animation. Now check adaptive domain, on fire tab reduce the smoke to 0, and to add a motion blur to our fire, change velocity scale value to 0.2 and don't forget to check motion blur and reduce shutter to 0.2. Rename this domain blades, then click Shift and D to duplicate the domain and rename it domain fire. Now select the second domain, change the time scale to 1, in border collision check top and the bottom, also check dissolve and noise, decrease the strength noise to 0 and increase the flame smoke to 0.5. Also decrease the velocity scale to 0.2. Now to avoid the interaction between the blades and the explosive fire, we're gonna use collection. Make sure that the blades are added for the first domain. Okay. Now click Shift and A and add UV sphere. Place it over here. Then click Shift and D to duplicate it. Put the second sphere over there. Then select the first one and add a particle system as emitter. Decrease the number to 20 and choose a frame start to 165 and the end frame to 180. Decrease the lifetime to 20 and give it a velocity equal to -10 over the z-axis. Now on the render tab, change halo to object and select the second UV sphere. Increase the scale to 0.7 and now we're gonna create a vertex group to make sure that the sphere gonna emit only from the bottom. Once created, go to the vertex group and add the group on density and length. Okay, good. Now we have our emitted sphere. Then enable dynamic paint and use brush, change volume mesh to particle system and increase effect solid radius to 0.5. Duplicate the first UV sphere and change the frame start and the end frame. The purpose of UV sphere is to create the fire explosion when Kratos reaches the floor. Then select the floor and also add a dynamic paint, but it's gonna be canvas this time. Select weight, then enable DP weight and particle system. Now click bake the animation. Now to make sure that our simulation work, enter weight paint mode, play the animation, and now you see that our sphere is interacting with the floor. Good. We are sure that the explosion gonna be at the collision point of our particles. Go back to object mode and add a fluid. Change type to flow, then flow type to fire and smoke. Increase sampling substrate to 1, then on the vertex group add DP weight. This way we are sure that our fire gonna be emitted from the particle collision. Check its planner and give it an initial velocity to 20. Now check texture and add our previous texture. Increase the fuel to 2 and initial temperature to 4. To give our character a color, I just imported the original FBX and copied the materials. Now we have our colorful animated Kratos. To make the flame appear and disappear like in the animation, I used the keyframe on the multiply node. Then I synchronized them with the animation. Here you can see when I reduce the keyframe, the flame disappears. And by increasing this number, the flame are visible again. Once the bake is done, we will create the material for our fire. Select the domain and add material. Delete the principal BSDF and add volume BSDF. Plug it into the volume, add volume info. We also gonna add color map. Let's plug them together just like that. Move the black cursor to the white one and add another color. Then plug it into the emission string, add mask node. Set it at multiply. Another color ramp, plug it into emission color. Then choose an orange color and add a yellow color. Then adjust them together just like that. That's it. For the explosion, I used the same material, but I duplicated the material and changed the color a little bit. Before the final render, I reduced the resolution at 15%, then I used artificial intelligence upscale software to upscale the image at 4K, which allows me to gain a lot of rendering time, which brings us to the final part of this video, where I will show you how to use a chainer, an upscale software that uses artificial intelligence to upscale low resolution image to 4K. And if you wanna see how I proceed, just watch this video over here. Thank you for for watching my video this far. If you like this type of content, let me know in the comments which other game character that you want me to animate, and I will try to do it.